We have to do our games of the year, I suppose. While we're on the topic of video games, well, do you want me to go first, Barry?
Yeah, you can go
You wanna
first.
jump in? Well, for all of my awards tonight, I have my obviously my winner. For every single award tonight, I also have some honorable mentions that I just want to give a shout out to as well. First honorable mention is the game I'm playing currently, which is Watch Dogs 2,
Yep.
which is probably the most fun I've had playing a game in terms of just the gameplay in quite a while. It's like part GTA, part puzzle game, part stealth. It's everything that GTA wasn't. That kind of resulted in me not really being grabbed by GTA.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine going back now after Watch Dogs 2 and playing a new GTA and not being able to hack the cars in front of me and force them off the road as I'm driving,
Yeah.
powering up the motorway. Like I was speaking to my brother about this because actually it's his game. He got Watch Dogs when he bought his PS4 and he finished it, so I grabbed it off him. And I never fast travel in it. For example, like the gameplay of just driving around, like is like a little mini game that I love doing every time. I love when I have a big like 4 kilometer drive across San Francisco.
Yeah.
So I almost never fast travel. I love the little
It is
hacking.
it is a really, really coolly designed world. It's really
The
pretty
city
and,
is really great.
and for such a weird, eclectic metropolitan city, there's so many weird behaviors of all the little pedestrians and NPCs in the world. I actually just posted a video, like literally just before starting this show, on Twitter. I was wandering around the world. I can't even remember what I was doing. And I found a lady destroying a car with a baseball bat.
I
And
saw
went over
that.
to
I
her,
saw that in the game as well. Yeah.
and she was screaming about being cheated on or something.
Yeah.
So I did the you can unlock something you can unlock in the menus is the ability to call the police on people and frame them for something.
Yeah.
So I said, right, this lady is being a menace to society, so I have to call the police. So I all done from your phone. You hack it and you make it look like she has committed a crime. The police show up. She pulls out a gun and starts shooting at me and the police. And they of course immediately bodied her. So I felt kind of bad because she was dead. Also, her little info thing that popped up when I was hacking her said she had leukemia. So I was like, oh well, now who's the real villain here?
Jesus Christ.
It's possibly me. But there's just tons of weird characters in the world, and I'm the same as you. I don't really fast. I'll do a little bit of it, but generally speaking, I drive around the world, and it's really cool, full of character. So I'm digging that quite a bit as well at the moment.
If the story and characters were a little bit stronger, it very well could have been my game of the year.
Yeah,
I just find myself like a lot of this main cast of characters I just kind of find kind of annoying.
Yeah, I thought it would in the opening cutscene, like the scene early in the game where they're on the beach getting drunk and talking about bringing down the man and big data.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, is this a little bit tongue in cheek? Maybe it's a bit self aware, but then like for the next few missions, there's a lot of like totally stony faced, Google is the enemy without using the word Google, obviously, and they make you think you need them when you really don't. And I was like,
How far into it are you now?
I'm still super early because I've been busy this weekend,
Okay.
so I'm only a couple of hours into the story. I've been doing lots of the open world stuff though. It's kind of been my podcast game of choice there lately.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of running around the world, picking up the upgrades, doing the side quests.
Mm-hmm.
So I've put more hours into it than my story progress might reflect, I'd say, at this stage.
I just beat it this morning, the like main
Okay.
story, and I'm just picking up I'm on 95% trophies, so probably
Very nice.
I'll get the platinum in the next day or two. I only have three more trophies to get. One of them is just like take photos beside landmarks, so that shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
There's one online trophy I have to get, 5 bounty hunter things, and then I have to get 5 DedSec events. I think I've done 4, so I only have 1 more to do. So should pick that up in the next day or two, and then move on to a new game. But yeah, really enjoyed it. I'll also give a shout out to Pokemon Go. A really cool idea, kind of monumentally fucked up by Niantic, but I'm still playing it to this day. So Have to give that a shout out. Not a very good game, but
No.
one of my favorite experiences of the year, definitely.
But it captured the hearts and minds of the people.
I think it would have, again, had a possibility of being my game of the year if they hadn't like fucked it up so bad. Where like when they introduced it, you had the ability to actually track Pokemon, like give you like how many footsteps away it was, and then they took that out early on because presumably it had an impact on performance, and then never put it back. And that was like that's the whole point of the game, really. They put in a half-assed, it's beside this place, but it kind of takes away then the mystery of it. So they never really rectified that for me. Not to mention all the performance issues I had early on. And then my third honorable mention is a game that didn't even come out in 2016, but I only started playing this game on Christmas Day of last year, and it took up the majority of my 2016. Fallout 4. Again, if it had come out in like January, for sure would have been my game of the year. But I did want to mention it, but obviously on a technicality, it can't be my game of the year. So looking out at the list of games I played this year, which is a list I do have, I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games in 2016, which is an increase of about 1,300% on last year. Rayman Origins, Pokemon Sun, Watch Dogs 2, Deadly Tower of Monsters, Abzu, Everyone's Gone to the Rapture, Virginia, Gone Home, Dear Esther, Pro Evolution Soccer 2017, Batman Arkham Asylum, Fallout 4, and the game that is my game of the year that I feel like did the best job all across the board in terms of story, gameplay, characters, mechanics, in being a good game, not buggy as hell like a lot of the other games I played this year. Batman for Barry, obviously, is Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, which a lot of people I've heard say they were disappointed with. I wasn't at all disappointed with it.
No, I love that game.
I understand that Uncharted is quite a simple game, more simple than it lets on, in that it is just climb from here to here, where actually there's no danger of like falling off the building. It's very straightforward, and the shooting is very simple as well. But a lot of the new mechanics that are introduced in Fallout 4, or not Fallout 4, Uncharted 4, I quite liked. That was a little bit more stealthy. I actually had a really good time with the stealth aspects of the game.
Yeah.
And the story was, nothing came close to the story in games this year. So
No.
Uncharted 4 would be my game of the year.
I was on a podcast that I don't believe is out yet. It was recorded in 2 parts.
Give it a plug.
My pals David and Mark, they do a show called Link to the Cast. Which is a great pun title. They did a Game of the Year podcast. I was on with them. It was 2 parts. So the first part's out now, talking about like the first handful of categories. Second part should be out soon when we talk about actual Game of the Year. And yeah, when we were talking about Uncharted 4, I was like, yeah, on reflection, not only is that story better than most others of the year, but also it kind of blows away all the previous Uncharted stories as well. They came on in leaps and bounds in terms of like, more than just being a bit of pulp, forgettable, framing for the action and actually being a pretty cool story about the characters. So I liked Uncharted 4 an awful lot.
There you go. What's your game of the year, though?
My game of the year is something that I would not have predicted at the beginning of the year. It's something that caught me off guard quite a bit. But that's, a good thing. A surprise in the best possible way. My game of the year is Hitman, which I have played 7 million hours of this year. I actually don't know how many hours I've played, but I know, like, on just looking sort of on YouTube videos alone, I think I have 22 individual YouTube episodes of Hitman, and some of those are as long as 2 hours. Now, some of them are as short as 20 minutes. But really, really, really fantastic game that perfected the idea that I have kind of been in love with ever since I first discovered it. Like, I've always loved the idea of Hitman, but just never really found those games, especially, I don't know, they just didn't really do it for me. There was something always off about them, and I never quite loved them as much as I love the idea of them. This year's version is fantastic. It's pitch perfect stealth. It's funny. It's self-aware. The episodic structure was really cool. It meant there was a new map every month, and they were. It meant it was never out of my mind. Basically, I was constantly being pulled back in, and I really, really loved it. I've talked about it a lot on this show. Obviously, put 1 billion hours of it up on YouTube so people can watch that. But yeah, great surprise, and I'm very happy they're doing a season 2 in 2017. So there'll be more of that for me, certainly.
Joe, do you have a game of the year?
Yes. It's Learn to Fly 3, a long-awaited follow-up to Learn to Fly 1 and 2. It's a game where you have to fire a penguin into space.
All right, I'm listening.
That's it's one of those games you start with like a spring that fires them into space, and then you make money the higher you go, and then you upgrade the cannon and the thingies on and stuff, and gradually you have to reach a certain height. But I've been playing that the past few weeks, so it's quite a fun game.
It's a flash game, is it?
Yep.
Very good. So there we go. There's
There you go.
CSP's games of the year.
Right, honourable mention to WWE Supercard, of course, for the 3rd year running.
Of course. I unfortunately gave up on Supercard midway through the year, but while I was playing it, I did have a good old time with it.
I only play because I'm addicted, to be honest.
Well, that's my Pokemon Go
Yeah, I know.
fix, I suppose. I used to walk around my office, like go on walks just to play Supercard.
Yeah.
Just to play Supercard?
Well, because Supercard is a game that is very like timely or is time bound. Whereas like you have to play it at a specific time, so I have to go out of the office and go on like a break just to play it at the correct time. Which actually is one of my least favorite things about Supercard is that it is so time bound.
Yeah, it's frustrating because they have events on, but it's mainly kind of during the work day, so I can't hardly play at all. That's very frustrating.
Also, it's bad. I mean, there's that as well.
No, not bad. Good. If anything. 2 versus 1 there, Barry. Stand down.
For the third year in a row, I'm outnumbered. There you go.
How about Teleguff then? Been a good year for TV, I think.
Say what?
I said it's been a good year for TV, I think.
Yeah, it's been all right. I've watched. It's been some good shows this year. Why don't you kick things off?
Well, I have some honorable mentions, of course. I've long been a cynic, but I think Game of Thrones had a damn good year this year. Back to form after a couple of wonky seasons, let's say. I think this season was very good and certainly grabbed my interest again, which I thought had been long gone. It's very much the smackdown of medieval drama, Game of Thrones.
That's it in medieval times, Paul. I hate to tell you.
Whatever, Barry. They wear armor and have beards. Therefore,
was it Snoop Dogg who earlier this year was like, "Oh, history should teach us about the Game of Thrones"?
Snoopy dog.
Obviously, big honorable mention for Stranger Things on Netflix.
Oh yes,
which I very, very much enjoyed. Watched that in Italy during my holidays, so it'll always be a very strong memory for me because it's linked to that good time in Viareggio on the Italian coast. And a little shout out just from me, which I'm sure you guys don't appreciate this show, but I think American Dad has been again a very solid, funny cartoon. Maybe the only truly funny cartoon out there. I think South Park has been very good this year. Kind of lost its way the later the season went on. But American Dad...
Wait, are you not yet on the Rick and Morty train?
Well, there was no Rick and Morty this year.
Oh, okay.
The last season of Rick and Morty was in 2015. I was on the train before both of you, so don't question that, Barry.
That is true. That did sound right. Yeah, I knew it was... Yeah,
no, there was no Rick and Morty this year, unfortunately. Otherwise, for sure, would have been on the list. Sorry, yeah, Rick and Morty is also a very funny cartoon, but not of this year, unfortunately.
Sure. Okay, gotcha.
So my TV show of the year is Westworld. Again, on this podcast, I think I probably enjoyed it the most of the three of us. Great setting, great actors. Obviously, some poor actors in there as well. But yeah, every episode I felt like I got something out of it. I didn't feel there was any filler episodes or any episodes where I was like, oh, that wasn't very good. Yeah, best show of the year for me. If I can throw in a little...
Nope.
not quite as good show of the year. That first episode of Sherlock was merely okay. There's an episode starting in half an hour. Hopefully it's better than the first one. Anyway, Westworld.
I completely forgot there was another episode tonight because how bad that first one was, baby.
I also did not enjoy the Sherlock or the Doctor Who this Christmas. Both.
Well, I've never once enjoyed Doctor Who, so that's it consistently.
Thumbs down on both. Thumbs up for Jonathan Creek and Screen Wipe 2016 were both.
It's like my third year in a row forgetting to watch the Charlie Brooker thing.
Give it a watch. Give it. I mean, you know what happened last year, but it's not going to be any surprises. But
I might. I'll actually after we do this show, I might dig it out because I will forget if I leave it any longer than tonight.
Yeah.
Joe, do you want to talk telly show of the year? There, I rambled on about games long enough in the middle.
Yeah, I kind of struggled to put together a list of best TV shows this year. There wasn't too many things that kind of jumps out at me as being clear winners. A lot of Paul's honourable mentions I'd go for as well. So Stranger Things was really good. It was a nostalgic trip down sci-fi lane is one way of putting it. Very odd way of putting it, but there you go. Game of Thrones was good. I didn't really enjoy Westworld that much, so I won't give that an honourable mention. I'll give it a dishonourable mention, in fact. There you go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Rick and Morty wasn't this year, so again, I won't mention that, although I did watch it for the first time this year. I've been enjoying Designated Survivor, which is, as I've said before, is like 24 if Jack Bauer was the president, and Maggie Q was Jack Bauer. So check that out. I also watched a show over Christmas called Search Party, which was kind of a comedy thriller kind of show. It stars Maybe from Arrested Development as a woman in New York who finds out that an old college friend has gone missing, and she tries to kind of figure out the mystery. I actually watched all 10 episodes in one go. Just sat there the day after Boxing Day, just eating chocolate. Sat there watching the entire box set. So that was quite an enjoyable little show. I'm going to give my show of the year though to season 3 of Black Mirror, which was on Netflix this year. It wasn't a brilliant series from start to finish, but there was one episode in particular which I absolutely loved and watched several times, and there were a couple of other episodes which were pretty strong. So overall, I'd give that my TV show of the year.
Okay, I think that's fair. Black Mirror season 3 is definitely in my my honorable mentions. I was contemplating giving it the win, but as with all those seasons, there's just enough stuff in there I didn't really like that I couldn't really bring myself to it. Westworld also in the honorable mentions. I really enjoyed it. Dragged a bit in the middle for me personally, so not my favorite show of the year. And not The Night Of on HBO, another really great HBO show. Not a home run. I don't think it's in I think I mentioned this time. Not a top tier HBO show, but a good one. Certainly. Stranger Things, fantastic. Really great. I'm going to give my TV show of the year. Also honorable mention to Atlanta, starring Donald Glover, which is really funny. I haven't finished it yet. I kind of got distracted over Christmas. Got to get back to it. Another show I haven't finished was Luke Cage, which I'd like to give an honorable mention to, but I started that in like September, and then I think I've lost interest like 3 separate times, and I still haven't finished it. So I don't know. I feel like my interest is waning on those Marvel Netflix projects. They're not hitting like they first did with Daredevil. My show of the year is going to go to the 4th season of Orange Is the New Black. Ooh. Which was a show I was actually contemplating not watching this year because season 3 was just so bad, and I really dislike season 3 of that show. And basically, my girlfriend asked me to watch it, and I was like, "No, you can watch it on your own." Because everyone's raving about it, and it's like if you want to watch it because they're going crazy for it, you do that. But she wanted me to watch it with her, so I did, and I'm very glad I went back to it because it bounced back in a major way, and season 4 was really quite fantastic. It was funny, and it was dramatic, and it was gripping, and it was all the things the show was at its absolute peak. It's kind of back to that now. So really, really happy to see that back to form. And that's gotta be my my show of the year on what I would consider a decent year for TV. I would say overall.
Very good. And then the last thing, I guess, is movie of the year. Movie guff. Not, I would say not as good a year for movies as were.
I struggled a bit.
So honorable mentions. I don't think of the 4 movies I'm going to talk about. I don't think either of you have seen any of them. But honorable mentions, first of all, to The Nice Guys, the latest Shane Black movie. Extremely good. Very, very funny. Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe. If you haven't seen it, a must see. Really great. Disney's Moana, with Turok in it and his big eyebrow.
The N64 guy.
Dinosaur Hunter. What was Turok 2 called? Didn't they have a subtitle? Something.
I have no recollection.
Moana, great Disney animation, up there with the Wreck-It Ralphs of the world in terms of quality. Really, really fantastic. And Kubo and the Two Strings, another animated movie. Very strong year for animations. Leica's latest, the company who brought us Coraline and Paranorman and Box Trolls, bring us maybe their best movie yet. A definite must see again. But movie of the year for me, I actually read something this year. I read many things this year. I read something this week in one of the newspapers about the upcoming movies for 2017. They're talking about the new Blade Runner movie. I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for that.
No.
Where they said nobody thought it was a good idea to make a sequel to Blade Runner, but then Denis Villeneuve signed on as the director. And that's very much my thought on as well. I think he's the best director out there today making movies. Movies that Joe and myself are very fond of. Enemy, for example. Prisoners, Sicario, and Sandy. And this year he brought out Arrival, which is my movie of the year. The only movie this year I gave a 10 out of 10 to. For sure a must see. Kind of blew my mind a little bit how good it was. A definite purchase on Blu-ray as soon as it comes out for me as well. And I'll probably watch it a couple more times in the next year or two. It's that good. His best movie as well, the director, probably. So that's my movie of the year.
Nice.
What about you, Joe?
I've not seen that many movies this year, especially in the second half of the year, so it's been a bit tricky to pick. Recently, as I said, yesterday I watched Zoolander 2, which I thought was quite poor. A pale imitation of the original, I would say. I didn't actually laugh once until the very end. I kind of smiled a little bit at some stuff, but I only laughed at one bit, so that was very disappointing because I really loved the first one.
Yeah.
So that was a shame. I saw Rogue One on the 22nd of December. That was very enjoyable, not without flaws. I haven't listened back to your kind of discussion on it yet, so I don't exactly know what both of you felt.
Well, we both liked it. I think all three of us have liked Rogue One.
Yeah, I give it a good solid thumbs up. There were certain bits in terms of character development and also just in terms of the plot that I think let it down. And then a lot of the bits that I enjoyed were probably the references to the original trilogy, which is always a bit of a kind of
Ponda Baba.
Yeah.
Dr. Ebazan. I've got this death sentence on 12 systems.
Yeah. But it was good overall. Overall, I did enjoy it, so I give that a thumbs up. I'm going to give my movie of the year to a movie that technically came out last year in the US, but it did come out this year in the UK and Ireland, and that was Room, which I saw this year. Which was a great film. We talked about it not that long ago, so I won't go into it again. But yeah, it was a fantastic movie, one of the best I've seen. If I'd seen stuff like Arrival or I, Daniel Blake or other films like that, which I haven't had a chance to catch up with, it might be one of them taking the nod. But as I haven't yet, it's Room.
Yeah, Room's a seriously good film. Cannot argue with that.
That's a
Barry.
Yeah, I also feel like I didn't see a lot of films in the second half of the year. I feel like I missed a lot of the really great films, like Daniel Blake you mentioned. Arrival I still haven't seen, it's always a bummer when you get to the end of the year and you realize, I've missed so much stuff. But I've seen, some decent stuff. Honorable mention to Civil War, which I thought was as someone who's pretty burned out on Marvel stuff, I thought that was a pretty fantastic film. Great action and pretty damn good script, and Spider-Man stuff was good. I think it's been a really good year for horror movies. Maybe the best single year for horror movies in forever. I cannot remember a better year. Certainly in recent memory. Honorable mentions to Hush on Netflix, which is a really, really great Netflix exclusive. I'm trying to remember all the Lights Out. That was it. Yeah, that was a good one as well. Honorable mention to that. But my favorite film of the year. Another honorable mention to Don't Breathe, which I was contemplating giving this to, almost in symbolic of it being a great year for horror. I kind of wanted to give it to a horror, but then I was like, that wasn't my favorite thing I saw this year. My favorite thing I saw this year was Tickled, the New Zealand documentary about the weird world of competitive tickling. I thought it was really fantastic. I thought the ending was tremendous. I heard some mumbling before I saw it of people being a little disappointed with the ending. I thought it was pretty fantastic. I was kind of fascinated and weirded out, and I felt myself growing more and more curious as I was watching it. Like, I just had to know more, and the movie just goes deeper and deeper down the sort of rabbit hole, and it's really, really fantastic. One of my favorite documentaries in forever. So Tickled, absolutely fantastic. Go out your way to see it, and also if you're a horror movie, go check out those ones I recommend, because it was a good year. It was a really good year. Yeah.
I saw some new movies over Christmas, by the way. Let me just very
Go
quickly
on.
get them out there so people will know if they should see them or not. I watched The Night Before, which I think, Joe, you had said that you had seen, right?
Yeah.
The new, well, not new because it's a year old now, but the Seth Rogen Christmas gimmick. I thought it was okay. It was a lot better than Sausage Party, which was one of the worst movies I saw last year. But not as good as This Is the Ends of the World. I thought it was good, not great. There were very funny bits, but there was also bits where nothing was happening for a long time, and I was kind of... Michael Shannon, I thought, kind of stole the show. He had a cameo, and he was very, very good. Otherwise, okay, 7 out of 10. I saw The Snowman and the Snow Dog for the first time, the sequel to my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It's very bad.
Okay.
3 out of 10.
Jesus.
Don't know why they did it.
Money.
It's essentially a remake of The Snowman. It's a soft reboot of The Snowman without walking in the air in it.
Oh, no.
Which is the best bit.
That's the best bit. That's like, yeah.
You know? It's like if they made Jurassic Park again with no dinosaurs in it. You go, but where are the dinosaurs then? So Snowman, Snow Dog, avoid. Just watch Snowman every year for the rest of your life. I watched The Jungle Book, the old one, the 1967 Disney one.
Yoo-hoo-hoo.
Really great. But when you watch it with like older eyes, it is just a series of sketches in a row. There's no real arc to it, but it's great. I also watched the 2016 The Jungle Book, which is also very good, but not quite as good as the old one. I don't like the ending of it, and which is changed from the original Disney one. But it does do a lot of stuff much better than the cartoon ones. A lot more character development. The original Disney animated Jungle Book is only like 85 minutes long, so it's too fast. So I gave the new Jungle Book a 7 out of 10. It is very good. So I would, if you're interested in seeing, I would recommend it. But yeah, I thought the ending was a little bit weak. And then I saw Passengers, the new Chris Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence movie that's been getting bad reviews across the board. I actually thought it was all right. I thought it was pretty good. It doesn't work as a mystery. Why did they wake up early? Because that's explained like 10 minutes in. But it works really well as a romantic sci-fi drama, and I thought it was really, really good. The last 20 minutes You might notice a theme here that I always am disappointed by the endings of movies. The last 20 minutes are kind of
I
shite.
think he just falls asleep and doesn't see the end.
Oh no! I unfortunately, if that had happened, I would have given it a much higher score, Joe. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Ooh, +1 for the nap.
But no, I thought Passengers was pretty good. Much better than I expected it being. That's the new movies I saw over Christmas.
I also give a shout out to Zootopia, which was very fun.
Zootopia's good. A noir, an animated noir.
Yep. Fun stuff.
Did you say anything else, Barry or Joe? Do you want to throw out there as well?
I can't think of anything I saw over the Christmas anyway.
Eddie the
No.
Eagle, that was shite.
Oh yeah, that was
Watch
the one.
Cool.
That was the guy from Kingsman in that, right?
Yeah, just watch Cool Runnings again. Much better.
Will do. Will do. Will do. Will do.